Hey, my name is Lawrence, and in this video I would like to share with you the process I use to deal with my fears. So this is a follow-up video to the first video I made, which was about me sharing my deepest insecurities and my biggest fears. And in this video I want to show the things I do to deal with these fears, and I want to share kind of the things I learned about myself and things I learned about fear in general. And my hope is that some of this will resonate with you, and maybe you will see yourself in some of the things I mention. And by that way, you will get some more clarity about yourself, about things that are going on within you. And maybe you will even become inspired to do a similar process on yourself. And yeah, because this is something that really helped me a lot. And I would love for more people to be able to try this out. So what I used to do was I used to think that those fears and doubts are just useless. They're obstacles that you have to just ignore or push through. Like you have to crush your fears. You have to be a man. You have to just push through your fears. And even though I got some success with this, and it worked for me for quite some time, at some point I realized, okay, no, this is not the full story. Like something's missing. There are some underlying problems that are not addressed with this approach. And over the last few months, I realized that it works actually much better for me to kind of befriend my fears, to listen to the fears and try to find out what they're trying to tell me. And what I realized, what every fear is saying is, okay, there is something that I care deeply about that is really important to me, and I want to protect this. I want to keep this. And so my approach changed. Like now I actually look at the fears and I ask myself, okay, how are these fears trying to help me? What needs are those fears trying to fulfill? So let's get concrete. So the concrete fear I want to talk about is this insecurity of it's super hard for me to make new friends. And I think the reason this is because I'm scared of going up to people and asking them to hang out. Like for example, I might be meeting somebody in class or at an event or some party, and we're getting along quite well. I think, oh, this is a cool person. I would like to hang out with them another time, maybe become friends. And then I just don't ask them. Or it's even more pronounced in dating. So I might meet a girl and I think she's cute, and maybe she seems interested in me as well, but then I don't ask for her number. I'm just too scared to ask. And so what I'm doing to deal with this is, first I'm just listening to the fear. I'm just giving the fear space. So this means I'm just allowing all the worries, all the thoughts about it to come up. Maybe write it down, record it in audio, talk about it to somebody, just to get it out somehow. So let me just do this with this specific example. So it's like, okay, this is already what I kind of did in my first video. So this is kind of a recap here. This is, what if they say no? What if they reject me? What if they think I'm weird, and then they will tell other people about me, about this weirdo who has no friends and tries to befriend everybody. And then everybody will hate me, and I'll be that outcast nobody wants to spend time with. And in the lectures I'm gonna sit alone, and people are gonna just point at me and say nasty things, and I'm just gonna be alone for the rest of my life with 10 cats who are gonna eat my body when I'm dead. And so that's that. Okay, so I got all the worries out. So what I do then is I try to look behind those worries. I try to look, okay, what are they trying to tell me, and what are the needs behind this? And what I see is that one need is I really want to protect that connection I'm having with the other person. So for example, the person in class, we're getting along quite well, or at the party, and we are already having kind of a connection, and I'm worried about ruining this connection by getting the other person to be weirded out. So I don't want to take the risk because I want to protect this connection I already have with that person. And another need I see is like when I'm looking at this, okay, then I'll be an outcast. I'll be forever alone. Nobody will like me. What I hear behind this is this deep longing for belonging somewhere, for being part of a group, for being accepted, for just being at home. And another thing I realized, which I found kind of interesting, is that I'm also scared of the person actually saying yes. So this is, I think you can see this best with the example of the girl. Maybe, yeah, I ask for her number, ask her to go out on a date with me, and she says yes. I notice there's a really big fear on what's going to happen then. And it's kind of hard to put the finger on it of like, okay, what is it exactly that I'm scared of? But it's something about it's super stressful for me to meet new people. Like every time I'm going on a first date, I'm basically shitting myself, and I think it's because I think, okay, now I have to perform. Now I have to show the other person that I'm good, that I would make a good friend, that I would make a good partner, that yeah, I'm funny, I'm interesting, I'm good to be around and worth spending time with. And I guess one need behind this, like this fear of other person saying yes, is this need for just caring for my energy levels because it's so draining and stressful. And I just want to have a sense of ease, just not having to stress myself about every single little thing. And something else I see in there is this fear of being hurt even more when I let people close to me. So, like I imagine would hurt much more if I'm investing all that time and energy into, let's say, a first date, and at the end of the night the girl says, yeah, you're a nice guy, but I'm not looking for anything right now, so and then yeah, I imagine it would just hurt much more than just staying in my safe bubble of, okay, I have my 5 friends who I'm close with, and I have a comfortable life, and I don't have to have my self-worth challenged in a way. So to kind of tie this back to the idea I had in the beginning of seeing the beauty in the fear, usually these kinds of fears, they have their origin somewhere in our childhood. Like at some point, it doesn't always have to be the childhood, but at some point there was a situation or multiple situations where these needs you just uncovered in this example were not fulfilled, and or really had to be protected. So if I think back, for me, I had this period in high school where for 2 years I didn't have any friends, and at some point some of my classmates found out about this, and then they started making fun of me for that. It was almost kind of bullying, and I remember this was super painful. And I guess the lesson I learned in that was, okay, it's not safe for you if people think you don't have friends. So do everything in your power to avoid people from thinking that. So now I can actually see, okay, this fear actually was very useful at some point. At some point, it really helped me to like mentally, emotionally survive in this classroom environment back then. And it might not be that useful anymore now, but now I can feel this gratitude for this fear of, okay, hey, thank you, thank you for protecting me at that time. So in conclusion, fears have a very important message usually, and it often is not enough to just ignore them or push through them. Usually when you really listen to your fears, they what happens is that they quiet down. Whereas when you don't listen to them and you just do whatever you want, usually they tend to scream louder and louder. So what I notice, for example, how the way I apply this now is I still do the things that are scary to me. I still kind of use this pushing through approach, but now I I have this like gentle attitude to my fears. So it's almost like when there's a scary situation, okay, there's a girl I want to talk to. Uh, what I do is okay, almost like a little talk to this little child in me, saying like, "Hey, I know you're scared, and I'm gonna protect you. Like you're okay, you're safe, and we're gonna get through this together." And then the fears, they're not a way, of course. It's not a way to like get rid of fears completely, but they know they've been heard, and now I'm more able to go about my business. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a like. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to this channel. And one thing I want to ask you is, I tried out something new with this video. I don't know how this resonates with people, if people like it, if you want to see more like this, or if you want to see something different. If you would just leave me a little comment letting me know if you enjoyed this video, if you got some value out of it, or what else you would like to see. That would really help me out. So thank you for that. Other than that, I hope to see you again in the next video.